What's up, guys? How's it going? Today we're talking about the perk Hex Undying. While Hex Undying is active, survivors within 4 meters of the dull totem, of any dull totem, have their aura revealed to you. When another Hex totem is cleansed, that totem's Hex transfers to the Hex Undying totem, deactivating Hex Undying. Any tokens that are transferred to the Hex are transferred as well. So, another Hex totem that got nerfed unneedingly. So, when Hex Undying came out, Hex Ruin started seeing play again because you had an actual ability to defend it. You actually got to go the entire match, almost, with Ruin up. Because you have to destroy 5 totems to get rid of Undying and Ruin. Well, obviously, Entitled Survivor mains did not like that. Hex Undying they thought was too powerful, so the devs went and nerfed it, and then slightly buffed it. So, what it used to do is it would trigger every time the totem was destroyed unless you destroyed Hex Undying first. If you destroyed Undying and then Ruin, then you got rid of both their perks. But if you destroyed Ruin each time, it would transfer each time. Which is one of the downsides. You get really unlucky, and they, especially now, they spawn on your totem and immediately destroy it, and they immediately destroy Undying, and then Ruin gets found and gets destroyed, and now you're out half of your build. It did not and before, when a totem with tokens was transferred, it lost them. This perk it's still okay. This perk is still a good perk. It does need, I honestly believe it should be reverted to what it was before, so you actually have a totem protection perk that actually can be used to protect stuff. Survivors didn't like it because it actually allowed the killer to be able to regress generators because of Ruin and Undying and have Ruin all game. Because Ruin, it promotes, it rewards good play from killers. If you are pushing generators, pushing survivors off, applying pressure, you actually gain something from Ruin. But even then, survivors can still just push through it. There are more survivors than there are killers, obviously. And the killer can't be all over the map at the same time. Which is kind of why they also ran Tinkerer, especially on the killers that could move, that were very mobile, get across the map really quickly when Tinkerer triggered, pushing the survivors off. That was actually a rather, I think, much healthier meta than what is currently. Every time we get a perk as killer that seems to do something relatively good in the form of balance and healthiness of the game, it gets its dick cut off and gets nerfed and then doesn't see the light of day anymore because it's dog shit. This is okay. They kind of, like, they didn't cut the entire dick off. They kind of cut like half the dick off with this. The change I see to this is just reversing it. Reverse the nerf. Just like Thrill the Hunt, reverse the nerf. Personally. So, that's the only thing. Reverse the nerf. Especially since the devs obviously aren't going to change totem spawns in any way, shape, or form. meaning that your totems are going to spawn at generators in loops next to survivors when they spawn. You go into the match risking so much for very little payout. This one, at least when it wasn't the way its previous installment, when it was first released, you actually had the ability, oh my god, my ruin spawned next to a generator, into a loop, or next to a survivor, and it got destroyed immediately. You had some ability to still have it because it would just transfer it to another totem that wasn't destroyed or lit. And you actually have the ability to do shit. But now that boon totems exist, the totems aren't changing, because if they changed boon totem, the dull totems be better hidden, it's going to be harder for them to find totems to bless. So they're going to just leave them. So my thought is reverse the nerf to make Undying better. I do think it does need a buff. And the buff is revert the perk back to its original state. That's it. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, before that, I don't suggest getting this perk as a new killer. This is an okay perk if you run it with Ruin or Devour, but it's still not worth running over other perks, because you lose it, half your build's gone, and you can lose it in seconds. So, see you in the next one.